Hey y'all, today is going to be a little bit different. It's not going to be about a place to go or something exciting to do. Instead, it's going to be about an awesome opportunity to give back to the DFW community. Hey, what's going on? I'm here with Jesse Holley, former Dallas Cowboys wide receiver. It's Christmas time, and there's a lot of stuff going on. People are really busy, a lot going on in people's lives. It's an amazing time of year, but there are a lot of people here locally who are also in need this time of year. And Jesse has a charity that's doing some amazing things for some people here locally that are in need. But before we get to the specifics of your charity, I want to get your story, because you've had a unique story. So please tell them.
Well, thank you guys for having me, but, something simple about me is I'm born and raised in Roselle, New Jersey. I'm the middle of three boys. We were all raised by my grandmother. My mom was a drug addict. My dad was a drug dealer. So you can imagine how that situation was for me growing up. But one of the things growing up, when Christmas time came around, it was always a special time, right? You just knew, whether you believed in Santa or not, you just knew that was a time where, man, I want to get something. And I remember we used to get the little Toys R Us circular in the mail, and we would circle things and oh man, I want this, and it never happened. And even though we would circle it every single time, you would think, man, this is the time that it's going to happen. And I remember one Christmas saying to my brothers, I said, man, I wish someone would help us. I wish someone would help us, and we had the opportunity to go and have a Christmas that we could remember. Something that, to get up in the morning and go down to the Christmas tree and actually have the things that you wanted.
Absolutely.
And my grandmother, she did the very best that she could, right? You got long johns, you got tube socks, you got things that you actually needed. But there wasn't much for us to have after that. Single parent, less than $40,000 a year she made. So trying to give us a Christmas, a lot of times she had, as we would say, more month than money, more bills than bucks.
Right, absolutely.
But, and when I became, in a position to be able to do something for other people, I remember who I was as a kid and how I wanted to be able to give back so nobody would have to feel the same way that I felt back then.
So was it a gradual thing over the course of a little while before you decided, I want to do something specific, or was it kind of a moment that just happened?
Honestly, it was a moment that happened. I remember I was sitting on a plane. We had just finished a preseason game in Miami, and we were flying back home and, just having some thoughts. And I remember looking down at myself, and I had on $250 sneakers. I had on $300 jeans, $300 belt, $200 shirt. And I'm saying, what are you doing? I said, here you are in a position, and you've given yourself all these lavish things, which I've earned, but it was like, what are you doing for your community? What are you doing to give back to your community and really help someone out? And at first, the thing that I said was, because I had a sneaker fetish, and I said, for every dollar that I spend on a pair of sneakers, I would give that same amount of money to something.
That could add up pretty quick.
At one point in time, I owned over 250 pair of sneakers. Wow. So yeah, it added up pretty quick. And I'm a size 12, so that can be pretty costly. And then I said, you know what? Instead of just giving it away, why don't I start a charity where, it means something and I'm able to do something in the community that I grew up in. And so, I did, and that's where Holley's Helping Hands started from.
Awesome. So I know how it got started, but what are the specifics? What do you do specifically? What are you doing this year? And then we'll get into some ways people can get involved.
So here's what I do, and I reach out to the communities. I'm in the school system now. I have friends in every area, and I just ask around. I go, do you know families that are in need? And before you know it, I got 5, 6, 7, 8 families who have multiple children. A lot of them come down to be single moms, and so we find these families. We reach out to them, and I always ask for 2 lists. I say, give me a needs list and a wants list, because kids will always have wants, right? Christmas time, I want.
Yep.
But they neglect the fact that it's 25 degrees and you don't have a proper coat. So I get with the parents and I say, what are the needs and what are the wants? And once we get these things, again, I'm a community guy, right? And so I reach out to the community again and I go, if there's any volunteers that want to come help me shop, I got a chance to partner up with Grapevine Mills, Old Navy and Grapevine Mills, and they give me a decent percentage off of clothes there. So I gather the community and we head on out to the Old Navy, and I give each individual, we have a budget, I give each individual a child that they can shop for. and then they get a chance to go around the store and shop for these kids, and I'll say, hey, he needs a jacket, he needs jeans, or she needs shirts, or she needs this, or she needs that. And then once we get that, we then go and say, all right, here are the wants. And this is an important part of it because, nothing beats waking up on Christmas Day, running downstairs, and ripping open the paper, and it's something you actually ask Santa for.
Right, exactly.
And sometimes every now and again we'll have some outrageous, get them like, hey, I want a PS37, whatever those are now, and I go, that's $400. You barely can keep the lights on at your house. We're not getting a PS4, but we'll get comparable things in that matter. I want Beat by Dre headphones. Yeah, those are $350. We're not getting those.
Right.
But we'll get the next brand that's pretty decent.
You can find a good pair of headphones for not $350.
Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so we go out, and then here's the fun part about it. So I'm a big family guy, right? And so once we get all these families, we shop for the clothes, we shop for the toys, and I've been doing this for probably 7 or 8 years. We have dinner at Dave & Buster's, and people go, Dave & Buster's. They actually have a pretty good holiday spread. So we rent out a room at Dave & Buster's, and Dave & Buster's have been great to us. And the families come. And so now all these individual families now become one family. And I get a chance to go around and I meet and I talk to the kids and I talk to the families and we break bread together. And then after we break bread together, I go to present to each one of the kids with their gifts, and they come up and we put in these huge Santa bags, and we put them in the Santa bags, and each kid get a chance to come up. And I go, now, depending on how good you've been, maybe you can open one tonight. Maybe you have to wait until Christmas, and to see the joy in their faces. And some of the kids, the bags are bigger than them. And to know that this year, those kids will have an opportunity to have Christmas. That right there to me is one of the biggest and best feelings you can ever have. To know that you've given someone, and for the parents as well, because think about the stress that the parent has on them. Trying to keep the lights on, trying to keep food on the table, trying to make ends meet. And then you're forced with your kid telling you, but mom, Johnny down the street has a bike. I want a bike, mom. And your mom's saying, it's either a bike or lights. Right. It's either a bike or food for the refrigerator. And what a tough situation to be in as a parent. And so, you help them out as well. And they're so appreciative, man. I've never had one parent not appreciative. And it's a great feeling to know that you now, at least for this year, they can feel proud about getting up in the morning on Christmas Day. And they're not saying, sorry, son, sorry, daughter, we just couldn't this year. Maybe next time. Maybe another part of the year, maybe we can get that. But they know that their kids will be able to get up that day. And then, we pass it around, and of course, we're in Dave & Buster's. So you can already imagine the kids are like, okay, can we go play now? And Dave & Buster's, they give us gift cards, and the kids go and play, and adults sit down, and we have dessert and coffee. You get a chance to talk to them. And for me, man, that's what it's all about.
So obviously, this is not something that Jesse is passionate about. It's not something. No, that's amazing. I love hearing that story. I've got 2 daughters myself, and I know, for me and my wife, they're already ecstatic about Christmas. They're already ecstatic about Christmas, and they can't wait. And they're like, I want this, and I want this, and it's like it's just all this excitement about this morning. And I think it's easy for people who have just always experienced Christmas in a good way to take that for granted. But, those memories, it does impact you, especially when somebody can reach into your life and go, hey, that memory you didn't think you were going to have, or, that wasn't going to happen, now it is. And it can have a massive impact. So how can people get involved? What can they do to donate money or donate their time, their effort? How can people just get plugged in?
If you're in the DFW area and you're like, listen, I want to help, but I don't have the finances. Well, you can reach out to me, and I can put you on the list for people to come meet me at the mall and help me shop. That is, trust me, to do that, and the more people I get, the faster I get to knock it out. I don't have to make it a couple day thing. I can just go ahead and say, I got 10 volunteers. Here's 2 kids to volunteer. Let's knock this thing out. But you can also donate if you have toys.
Right.
If you have a plethora of toys, call. I'll come get them.
Right.
You know, if you're like, hey, I got 2 brand new bikes, I'm on the way. You know, hey, I got this, I have that, I'll go get them. So if you have toys at an abundance, I'll go get them.
Right.
If you have new clothes, I'll go get them as well.
Right.
And then of course, you know,
if you do have money,
that
doesn't hurt.
That helps a lot. You
Right.
know, you don't be able to do these things. You know, we pray about them, but also we're looking. We need the manna to fall.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? We can pray about it, but we do need the manna to fall. And so if you are in a place and you're looking for a place this, the holiday season to say, you know what, I have an extra 50, I have an extra 100, I have an extra 5. You know,
Right.
I tell people all the time, sacrifice Starbucks for one day.
Right.
You know, don't go hang out and buy 2 beers on a Friday night.
Right.
And donate that. Any amount, people go, well, all I have is $10. You just help the kid out.
Right.
You know, all I can give is anything helps.
Right.
And we 100% of this goes right to these kids. I just want to be able to bless these kids and with your help, be able to give these kids, like I always say, a Christmas of a lifetime.
Yeah, that's awesome. All right, well, I will link in the description the different social media platforms,
Yes.
the ways you can get in touch with Jesse. I will link also, I know you have a PayPal set up
Yes.
for people to donate money specifically. So I will link in the description all of the ways to get in touch and to donate and be a part of it. And please reach out to Jesse about it. If you just have questions, just hit him up on social media and he'll answer them. He's very active on social media. He will get back.
Probably
with you.
too much, but
Hey,
I am.
You know what?
But
It's
I am.
okay. So he's on there. But yeah, so check it out. And help some kids this year have an amazing Christmas. It really does make a difference. It really does change some lives. So
It does. And it's something for your soul too.
Yeah.
To know that, you know what?
It doesn't feel bad.
Yeah, it does something for your soul. So if you're looking for something to kind of make your soul a little warm,
exactly.
You know, if
you want to feel better
if
about
you want to feel
yourself.
better about yourself, if you feel like, I've been pretty crappy this year, this is the point in time when you can say, you know what, before you go into 2020.
But what I did is I helped him out.
You helped some children out. So
Yes.
if you've done some wrong this year and you're looking for ways to get in good graces before we head into
Whatever
2020.
opens up the wallet.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Yes,
Hey,
yes.
Whatever the reason, he's not going to ask. You just hop on board.
Yeah, I don't care. Honestly, I want your help.
Yeah.
It's not about you feeling good. I want to help you.
Yeah.
Help me help you feel good.
Absolutely. Awesome. All right, so check it out, and consider being a part of it.
Yes.
And look, if you can just share the video, share the message, tell other people, hey, this is an amazing way to give back to the DFW community and some people in need. That would be amazing. Jesse, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
I appreciate that, man.
It's
This
an
is
amazing
awesome.
story, and you're doing some awesome stuff.
Thank you.
And I will see you guys on the next one.